Being useless to men will change your life. Because when you're a woman, your natural instinct will be to nurture the man that you're growing feelings for, which unfortunately is exactly what makes you so easy to take advantage of. Until you decide, today is the day I'm done being useful to men. They will never use me. But the problem is you'll never know how to actually become useless to men until you know what they're trying to use you for in the first place, which is exactly what I'm gonna reveal to you on today's show. And by the end of the show, you will be so useless to men that they won't even be able to dream of taking advantage of you in the ways that they were once so easily able to. We're gonna start hot and heavy. You are done letting men use you for pleasure. I can't tell you how many private relationship questions I've received and one-on-one coaching sessions I've done with women who allow men to use them like DoorDash. I literally mean like DoorDash. That's not a mistake or a typo. You are letting these men order you to their place, and you're hot and ready like Little Caesar's Pizza within 30 minutes of them contacting you. You show up to their place all shaved, you took an everything shower, and now you're ready for him to use you some more after you've shown up at his place like DoorDash and prioritize his pleasure because you definitely don't get any pleasure, and then he sends you on your merry way. I can't tell you how much this pains me every time I help a woman that is in this same situation. You cannot let men use you for their pleasure because they will use you until there is nothing left. And in your mind, you're going to be thinking, oh, but wait, if I don't let him use me, if I don't do the things that I was doing before, like showing up to his place, like making it easy on him, like being a little bit more convenient and spontaneous, as the kids would say, when I show up to his place within 30 minutes, now he's going to stop liking me. He's going to stop texting me. He's going to stop calling me as much. He's not going to be as interested in spending time with me or the idea of a relationship. Exactly. That is exactly right. He will stop being interested in you because he's no longer able to use you. That is exactly why we're having this show. I do not want you to be useful to men anymore. I want you to put away what is going to happen when you become useless to men. It's irrelevant because what's going to happen when you become useless to men is you're going to put off all the men who are trying to take advantage of you in the first place. That is exactly what we want. We do not want you surrounded by men in your life that are just trying to extract from you at all times of the day, every second of every hour, and never investing any energy back into you. We want to rid you of that. Next, you're going to become useless to men who want to use you to become a man. What do I mean by that? When a man doesn't know how to lead, when he doesn't know how to be romantic in the relationship, when he doesn't know how to manage his time or organize his schedule or plan the dates or do what a man should be doing in terms of the relationship, you are not going to teach him how to do that. And you are not going to attempt to be useful to that man to teach him how to do that. Because some men will come into your life and they'll basically say, hey, you know, I'm such a sad little boy that nobody taught me how to be a man. Nobody taught me how to lead a relationship. Nobody taught me how to be reliable or responsible. I can't do any of those things. So it would be so amazing if you could take on that responsibility. You could do all the leading, all the planning, all the organizing, all the scheduling. And if you just did my role, I could sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. That would be really nice. Or you could at least teach me and maybe I'll learn something. No, you're not doing any of that. Because when you try to be useful in that sense, when you try to teach him how to be a man in the relationship in every aspect, you end up suffering. Because all he does is say, oh, wow, you know what? You're actually such a great man. Like, you're doing such a great job taking on all these tasks and responsibilities that a man should be doing and showing me what I should be doing. Why don't we just make our relationship dynamic where you have that role entirely? Because you're so good at it that I just don't even know if I'm ever going to be able to live up to your ability to become a man. And just that fast, you trying to have utility with your man and with this relationship where you say, okay, I'm going to teach you how to be a man in a relationship, becomes you taking on the role and responsibility in the relationship of being the man forever. Next, you're going to become useless to men who need an opportunity. Oh, I have a business that I want to start. I just need a couple of thousands of dollars to be able to start my business. Nope, you're being useless to that man. Oh, I just have a couple of things. If I could borrow your car, I could make these plays and I could do these things and I could meet up with these people and then everything will be good in my life. Nope, you're not allowing him to do that. Why are you not allowing him to do that? Not because you're trying to be a mean person or you're not trying to be nice, but I want you to understand this very important concept. Men need to figure their own life out. They need to understand, hey, if I need to prioritize my career, if I need to prioritize my business, if I need to start a business, if I need to do things to get myself in a better position as a man, then my priority must be on those things. Meaning if I need an opportunity, I better focus on setting myself up to get that opportunity instead of trying to build a relationship. Because the reality of it is, if he's trying to get an opportunity through the relationship, he's not focused on a relationship. And any relationship that he might have with you is really not about the relationship. It's about the opportunity that's coming with the relationship. So the moment the opportunity isn't as great, it subsides, or it's just not present anymore, you will notice a change in his behavior and approach to the entire relationship. For example, if a guy says, hey, I need $2,000 to $3,000 to borrow because I'm trying to start this business, and once this business gets off the ground, I'll pay you back. And you're noticing, okay, he's invested in this relationship as long as I'm giving him money for his business. But let's say a couple weeks down the line, you're like, hey, I know you said you need like $2,000 to $3,000, but I'm just gonna be honest with you, I have bills to pay and I can't really give that to you right now, so you're just gonna have to figure it out. And all of a sudden, you notice a change in his behavior. You notice a change in his demeanor. You notice a change in the intensity of the relationship, because it was never about the romantic relationship. It was about the fact that through the relationship, he was going to be able to get an opportunity. Once you stop providing him with that opportunity, he's no longer interested in investing in the relationship, because he's never been. By the way, if you're watching this on YouTube and you have a question that you want me to answer about your personal relationship, go down to the link in my description. Click that first link that says private relationship advice, where you can submit to me your real question, and then I will respond with a voice message that's actually me within 7 days. Next, let's talk about the stepping stone, and this is a big one. Please do not allow men to use you as a stepping stone. What do I mean by a stepping stone? What will happen sometimes is a man will meet you in between stages when he's not quite ready for a new serious relationship, but he's also getting over his old serious relationship. So he finds someone like you that fits the perfect mold of being just attractive and cool enough for him to spend time with, but not someone who he would ever take seriously in the long term of being in a serious relationship with. For example, let's just say a guy is regularly into Arab women. He dates Arab women. He wants to marry an Arab woman, but he just broke up with his Arab girlfriend 2 months ago. Now he's dating you, and let's just say, for the sake of example, you're a white woman, but you're outside the norm of what he regularly would date. But you're noticing that when he talks about the type of relationship he wants and the type of relationships he's had in the past, they're always Arab women. And then throughout the relationship that you're having with him, he's spending time with you and he's spending time around you, but he's never really ever discussed the idea of building a serious relationship with you. And you realize 3 months down the road, when he pops out with a brand new Arab girlfriend and says, hey, by the way, just letting you know, the talking that we were doing, the dating that we were doing, the sleeping together that we were doing, we can't do that anymore because now I have a serious girlfriend that's not you. And by the way, I'm blocking you. And then you ask yourself, what just happened here? He used you as a stepping stone to get to the woman that he actually wanted to be with. How do you avoid being used by a man as a stepping stone? You always make sure that when you're speaking to a man and getting to understand him and understand what he wants and desires, you actually know, what does he envision in a wife? And do not let him give you the answer that he thinks you want to hear. Oh, I want you as my wife. I want to be with you. Oh, I love everything about you. I can't imagine my life with anyone else. Stop. You always need to make for sure that what he envisions for his life and the type of wife he's going to have and the type of future he's going to have and the type of girlfriend he's going to take seriously actually is you. If he's always been with Arab women, and he's been envisioning his life with an Arab woman, and he's been wanting to marry an Arab woman, and you're saying to yourself, so you're telling me I'm the first white woman, or maybe let's say for the sake of example, I'm the first black woman that's ever been in your life, and all of a sudden you're going from wanting to date and marry an Arab woman to now wanting to date and marry a woman of a totally different race and culture. Yeah, that doesn't sound very right. Coupling that with the fact that it doesn't seem like you're very over your previous relationship, it feels a lot more like I'm a stepping stone to something else. And trust me, your intuition will be speaking to you. It'll be telling you, I don't feel like this guy is really invested in the future of our relationship. I think he's invested in the now of our relationship because it serves a purpose to be able to be that stepping stone. This next one really pains me. You cannot allow men to use you as a confidence booster. I see this all the time. The man will come to you and he'll be like down on his luck. Oh, I can't get any girls. Oh, I'm so ugly. I'm so unattractive. No girls want me. I'm on Hinge 24/7. I'm swiping all day. I can never get any matches. And even sometimes they might be a coworker of yours, or they might just be a friend, part of your friend group. And they're venting to you about all these problems that they're having with women. And in some cases, what will happen is you kind of have a little bit of feelings for this guy. Maybe you haven't talked about it or discussed it openly, but you kind of have a little thing for this guy. And so your interactions are under the umbrella of friendship, but you know that these feelings that you have for him, you hope develop or blossom into something a little bit more serious and romantic. But he's telling you about these girl troubles, and what are you doing because you like him and low-key kind of want him? You're telling him, oh, you're a catch. Don't worry. All of these women that don't message you back on Hinge, Bumble, and Tinder, they're just stupid. They don't know what they're missing out on. You're an amazing guy. Any girl would be lucky to be with you. Me, I'm that girl that would be lucky to be with you. And so that's what's going through your head, and that's what you're saying to him. You're delivering him all of this confidence, and you want to know what that man does with that confidence that you instill in him. He doesn't chase after you. He doesn't pursue you. He doesn't even flirt with you or ask you out on a date. He takes that confidence that you give him, and he goes out and he pursues other women. The women that he's actually attracted to, the women that he actually wants. And what does he do to you? He uses you as that confidence booster. And what will happen in dynamics like this is he'll understand, every time I go to her, she gives me that boost of confidence. Then I go out and I'm able to use that confidence to get new girls. But then when he's down on his luck again, when he's down on his confidence again, he knows to come right back to you for that boost again. And so the dynamic of your relationship becomes him coming in and out of your life, ready to receive that confidence boost from you because he knows you'll speak life into him. He knows that you'll tell him how amazing he is. He knows that you'll validate him 24/7 because you like him so much and want him and desire him. And then once he gets that confidence again, he doesn't invest that back into you. He doesn't make you feel good about yourself or pursue you. He just pursues others. So how do you avoid this? You never, ever overly validate a man who is not investing himself into you first. This next one's gonna sound kind of funny, but it is very serious. Stop letting men use you as an emergency contact. You will be useless to men that try to use you for that. An example of an emergency contact would be a guy calling you up at 1 a.m., frantically breathing and saying, I just had a fight with my parents and this situation is just untenable anymore. I can't stay here. I can't be here. I've got to get out of here. Can I come stay at your place just for a couple of days because I have no one to talk to and nobody's answering me and nobody's gonna let me stay at their place. I know that you'll just let me stay and it'll just be for a little bit. I just need to get out of the house. I can't be here anymore. And in your mind, you're thinking, oh, this is so sad. He has nowhere to go. I know he's been having issues with his family, and I feel like he's telling me that he has nowhere else to go, so he probably has tried to contact his friends. I guess I'm really his last option. And what happens is you start to automatically begin to feel guilt that, oh, wow, if I don't let him into my place at 1 a.m., that he's gonna be out on the street. He's not gonna have anywhere else to go. I'm literally his last option. I'm his emergency contact. And so I have to come through for him. So even though you have work the next morning or a really important work meeting, or you have to take your kids to school, or you have a bunch of stuff to do and a bunch of errands to run, you still stay up and you allow him to come into your place. You allow him to disrupt your routine because you feel like, well, if I don't do that, then what is he gonna do? And it's very sad, but I have to be real with you. When men want to take advantage of you and they see that if they use you as an emergency contact, the guilt that you will feel for not coming through for them is stronger than any desire to be independent or to be strong or to be focused on what you need. Once they realize that you will break, they say, oh, very interesting. Now, if I continue to create guilt around everything that I need her for, it will make her feel like she's not being the nurturing, caring person that I need. And the more I can shame her for feeling like a bad person for not being that nurturing, caring person for me, the easier it will be for me to take advantage of her because she will be forced to do anything that I ask her to do. I'm not saying you can't help a man out who's been helping you out, but what I am saying is don't guilt yourself into becoming a man's regular emergency contact, because eventually he'll get more and more comfortable picking up that phone. And then every single time he needs something big or small, you'll be the first and last person that he calls up. And eventually you'll realize, damn, I'm inconveniencing my entire life to capitulate to whatever emergency he has going on, because trust me, it'll always become an emergency. And I have to put my life second to whatever this guy needs. This next one's gonna sound kind of weird. Stop letting men use you to waste time. I want you to know, some men that you meet do not have a desire to have any direction in life. They don't want to get a career. They don't want to get a job. They don't want to get a path in life. They don't want to have nothing. They want to be directionless. So you are a perfect opportunity to practice being directionless. It's not just about you though. It's about chasing women as a way of distracting himself for doing the things that he should be doing as a man. If he should be making money, if he should be getting his career together, if he should be getting his life together, getting his taxes done, what will happen at a certain point of him not doing that and not prioritizing that is he'll start to feel guilty anytime he realizes, damn, I'm really behind as a man. So having time wasters is a perfect way to take your attention off of the things that you're doing horribly wrong, like your entire life, and put it on something that takes a lot more time, energy, and brain power, but makes it way easier to waste time. One very easy way to spot this is when you're with a man, and as you're with him, a lot of the root of the issues that you're having stem from the fact that he hasn't even met his own basic needs for self. And because he hasn't met those basic needs, it prevents him from showing up in the relationship in the way that a man should be showing up. For example, if he hasn't really gotten an actual straight job that could make him money on a consistent basis, and he's working all these weird, odd jobs every now and again that he eventually quits or gets fired from, obviously in the relationship, you're gonna go through ebbs and flows and a roller coaster of, yeah, I got a little bit of money, but not a lot. And then I don't have money because I don't have a job. So I need to borrow your money until I get a new job. And then I'm searching for a job, but then I work the job for 2 weeks and then I quit the job. And then at a certain point, you'll ask yourself, maybe it would make more sense for, instead of him trying to be in a relationship and build his life up, why doesn't he just prioritize building his life up? He doesn't want to. He wants to prioritize chasing women or any other distraction that will prevent him from saying to himself, damn, I actually have to face the root of my problems. And the root of my problems is I don't have no job and no career. And without no job and no career, I'm never going to be able to be the provider of my romantic relationship. Those of you that watch Sure 7 are going to love this next point. You are going to become useless to men that don't know how to manage money. And I'm talking in all aspects. They don't know how to manage it. They don't know how to grow it. They don't know how to plan for it or organize it. They don't understand money. The men that don't understand money are useless to you. They are also useless to themselves. And if they don't know how to do that, you need to not try to be a utility to them for them to learn how to do that through you, because it's a microcosm of a larger issue. Why are you not learning how to be a man first and then going and pursuing romantic relationships after you learn how to be a man and do the things that a man, a good man, is going to need to be able to bring to a romantic relationship? Because if you don't know how to manage money as a man, if you don't know how to grow it, plan it, and organize for it, you will never be able to have a successful relationship with a woman, because that is the main thing that you're supposed to be responsible for in the relationship. So when you come out of the woodwork and you say, oh, I know you're not good at this, I know this isn't your strong suit, I'm going to take on this burden, you're immediately saying, I'm going to be the man in the relationship. I'm going to take on the roles of the man in the relationship. And then what does he do? He gets to sit back, he gets to relax and say, oh, great, you said you would take care of it. You know what? Maybe it's not that big a deal if I learn how to manage or prioritize money. Maybe I just sit back and relax and you go in for your 9 to 5 and I work these odd jobs and make money when I can. And just that fast, you signed up for your worst nightmare, because that's not even going to be 50-50. 50-50 would be a man who at least understands how to manage, grow, and plan and organize his own money. But in this scenario where he doesn't even have that skill in the first place, you do all the work. So it's not 50-50, it's 100-0. You're doing the 100 though. Next, you will become useless to men who need a nanny. What you will notice is some of these men will weaponize incompetence. What do I mean by that? You'll come over to his place, clothes dirty, dishes not done, place is always a mess. And you'll say to yourself, oh my God, you're such a great guy and I like you so much. I can't bear to see your place like this. And he'll give you a sob story, right? Like, oh, you know, when I was living at home, my mom used to do all my laundry, so I don't really know how to do laundry that well. And the dishes, I don't really understand how to do this dishwasher. It's just so hard and it's so complicated. And my room, I don't know how the soap goes in the mop thing and how to do this and how to... And then you'll say to yourself, oh, but I'm a woman. And I've been taught all these things and I know all these things. So when I come to your place, how about I just clean your apartment when I stay over, right? Those are the type of things that you'll do. Oh, I'll do his laundry. Oh, I'll do this for him. And slowly but surely, you'll start having the mom figure just grow in you. The nanny figure just grow in you, where every single little thing you feel like, well, he can't take care of it because he either doesn't know how to do it or he's so bad at doing it, I might as well do it myself. And then you become literally a man's nanny who has not claimed you as his wife. There's no ring on your finger, and he hasn't even claimed you as a girlfriend. But you're over here giving all of these nanny duties and responsibilities to a man who literally goes out and says that he's single. I hate this next one with a burning passion. I'm going to be very, very honest with you. You will become useless to men who want to use you as a pen pal. I promise you, there are tons and tons of men that would love to endlessly text chat with you with no real intention of meeting up with you, with no real intention of going on a romantic date with you, with no real intention of building anything in any forward direction in this relationship outside of casually chatting on the phone. I hate it so much, and I want you to hate it so much too, because it is such a useless activity that you don't need to have any utility in. Because when men do not want to progress the relationship forward and they just want to chit chat with you endlessly and use you as a texting buddy or a pen pal, it serves you no purpose. It drains all of your time and energy, because all day you're on the phone and you're texting and you're texting and you're texting and you're growing this emotional attachment to the screen and the letters and the numbers and the emojis, and you're thinking to yourself you're growing something with this guy, and then you're meeting great guys in real life, and then you're denying those guys because you're so emotionally invested in what's going on your phone and the text chat and the video, and it becomes so much. And when you try to have utility to the men that just want to use you as a pen pal, you only after 6 months, sometimes a year, sometimes 2 years, realize, oh my God, I'm investing all this time and energy into these text chats, and this guy is flip-flopping around whenever it comes to actually meeting up, whenever it comes to actually progressing the relationship. Why is he doing that? He's doing that because he was never intending on progressing a real relationship. He just likes to be able to have the emotional stimulation of having you there all the time on the phone. He doesn't really want to invest the time, money, effort, and energy into booking a trip to fly across the world to see you. But he loves being able to text you from the comfort of his own bed.